Right. Thank you very much for taking your coats off. Well done. Right. Do I have to shut the sun out because it's too bright? The darkness. The darkness. So, we were calculating the power of electrical equipment, weren't we? Weren't we? Good. Does Louise ever come in? So, do you think Auntie will visit today? I did. I told him how paranoid I was. And he promised it wasn't just me. That in fact you don't notice him coming round because the other classrooms have glass doors.
Sometimes I see him doing like English classes, like
patrolling, stalking. Yeah. Okay, so when you run loads and loads of equipment at home, you plug in loads of stuff, you end up running up a very big electricity bill. Just out of interest, do any of your bill payers at home moan at you for having your phone on charge all the time, or nobody complains that you're wasting electricity all the time? Sometimes. Do you think they should be? It's not very good for the planet. So, let's have a purple day. Paying for electricity. I gather that some schools are trying to get students to pay if they are charging their phones. Have you heard this?
no.
A couple of years ago that somebody was visiting another school somewhere, tried to plug their phone in to charge it up, and got told they had to pay for it. In theory, you should. In theory, you do owe us if you, or you owe the people who pay the bills for the building if you are charging your phone. Why? Because it costs money. Yeah. You need a new notebook? My goodness. How many days left?
50.
Yeah, okay. 50, okay. Now, is that enough for a big, full notebook? You also want one? Goodness. Slightly thinner one.
49 days.
49 days until B-Day.
And I counted there was like about like a month or like 30 days or something around there, or like something around 30 like normal days, like school days. I didn't count that.
Oh, normal school days. Does such a thing exist? Yeah, sadly, I guess it does. Okay, but not many left. That's very, very good. Not that I encourage you to grow up and leave. I'll miss you. Right, paying for electricity. We have to somehow get the energy compensated for. We pay for energy. Okay, electrical bills or electricity bills pay for energy used? Current is never used up, but it takes energy from place to place. So if you are heating up some water, boiling a kettle, making some coffee, the heat energy that you get out, that is what you are actually paying for. If you are running your dishwasher, the energy to move the water around, heat it up, that's what you're paying for. Okay. Now, energy is equal to the power times the time. We did the power last time. P equals IV. So it makes sense that if you use something that is very powerful for a long time, it's going to cost you more. And this formula, energy equals power times time, is really important within physics, because it need not be electrical energy, it could be heat energy, it could be the energy of you lifting weights. You can work out the power of your muscles using this energy and knowing how long it takes. Okay, so it's an important one. You don't have a test coming up, so I can't test you on it. What a shame. Okay, energy in J or joules, joules, watts or Annikas, time in seconds. Ruler? Do you want a ruler? So, pull them, push the black fingers together, pull out. So, how much is it going to cost to charge up your mobile phone? Okay. People, come on. This is exciting stuff. Yeah. Pretend. So, we pay for the energy. Thank you. Olon Energia says, take this amount of energy, it's going to cost you €1. Okay, we'll look at the electricity bill in a minute. But if you've got a mobile phone that you are charging up, I have looked this up. To charge a phone, like whoever it is who's stealing our electrons over there, Punker, okay, it's 3.7 watts when charging. So when the battery is actually needing its electricity. And it is 2.2 watts when charged. So, how much energy is used if the phone charges? How long does it take to actually get the battery full? An hour? 2 hours?
45 minutes. Yeah, 45 hours. Yeah.
I'm trying to take the average in my head. 1 hour. Yeah, I know. God, you are Mr. Clever and cynical at the back there. You are very good at pointing things out. Let's say for 1 hour, and then stays plugged in for the whole night. Yes, but your version of what a whole night is different to my version of what a whole night is. Let's say 7 hours. 5. 9. 4. That's bad.
You know what? Mine is like always in the middle.
Every day of the year. Because let's face it, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So there should also be a question mark there. So it's a question. This is a sensible question, because it's not just mobile phones that you can charge up. It's laptop. Yes, don't you charge your phone every day of the year?
No, sometimes I forget to charge it and fall asleep.
Okay. Do you have a laptop that you, or a tablet that you charge every day of the year? Do you pretty much every day of the year have something at home on charge? Right, enough. Yes, toothbrush, TV on standby, PC, laptop, burglar alarm.
Does it take up any energy if like you don't have the phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Charger is
Yeah, that was my question.
If you just got the charger but not the phone, yes, it can.
Like I keep my charger on like.
If you like have the charger but your phone.
Yeah, it will be less, but it does take some. Yeah. Wireless routers, modems, they're all eating your electrical energy. Yeah.
I have about 3 consoles plugged in, but I have them on a what do you call it, extension cord, so I turn it off. I only have
You are responsible single-handedly for global warming with all your extra electricity. Yeah. Yeah. It used to be when consoles first came out, right? When consoles first came out, the standby electricity that they used was about 80–90% of the in-use electricity. Yeah, and then these energy ratings came along, you know, those coloured labels, and there's no way anything would get a sensible coloured rating, environmental rating, if it was 80 or 90% in standby. So the standby amount of electricity is dropped, but it's not zero. You leave that alone. You leave that alone. I think we'll allow that little bit of carbon dioxide to be emitted this lesson. Yeah.
What if if you have a multi-socket?
It's the same. Each of them will produce. If you've got that device that takes that energy, or you mean a multi-socket that's just plugged in with nothing else in it, it will take some, very little, but it does still take some. Particularly if it's got a switch on it.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I have a multi-socket into the wall, and then I have 3 chargers into the multi-socket, but I am not charging anything, does it still take it?
Yeah. You have to unplug the multi-socket. The easiest way to tell is to put your hand on it and see if it feels warm. Now, it might not. It might be very, very energy efficient. But as soon as you plug something in that has got a different kind of output to it, you're going to start drawing a current.
Like when I'm charging my phone, right? Like the charger doesn't change temperature. But when I'm using and charging my phone, the charger is this part.
Yeah. When you're using it and charging it, you are. I just came up with a very, very weird image of it. You're filling a bucket of charge, but you're emptying the bucket at the same rate. So to keep the charger's looking at the phone and saying, hey, I've got to get it to 100%. So you'll start pulling more electricity, more water to fill that bucket. And that's why it begins to feel hotter. So you shouldn't do that. They do advise you, because it's not good for the battery to get it charged up too quickly. So you shouldn't do that.
No, that came from Persian. No, you can't do that.
What?
That came from Persian. You can't do that.
I give up. Okay, let's work out some costs then. First of all, let's work out some energies. So, hang on.
20,449.
Right. Energy. Hang on. Shh. Energy equals power times time. Can't you? Right. So, 3.7 watts times the time. An hour is how many seconds? 60 times 60.
Wait, is the 3.7 like 3.7 watts every second or every?
3.7 watts means it's taking 3.7 joules every second. The energy is in joules, so the power is the number of joules per second. Okay? So, what did you say that was, Brigitte?
Times it by hours, not
No, it's got to be in seconds. 3.7. Yes, 3,000 is 3,600 times 3.7. $13,320 joules in an hour. Okay. Energy when charged is now 2.2 times 1 hour times 7. I'm sure you were about to tell me that. Have I got it wrong? Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you. 55. So, the approximate energy use if you add these two together and do a bit of rounding because I'm lazy, is 70,000 joules a day. Wow, that's quite a lot.
Just for the phone.
Just for the phone. Okay. So in a year,
My house is gonna burn down. How much money is that?
thank you. That is now the very, very sensible question. Okay.
Yes.
What does this cost? Now, environmentally, that costs a certain amount of carbon, but what does it actually cost in euros? Right, each electricity supplier has a different price. But it is about, yeah.
I checked from here that 70,000 times 365 is 25.5 million, or 25.55 million.
My bad, thank you. 25.5, okay, 26 million joules, sorry. Thank you. Of course you did that in your head, didn't you?
No, because I counted also the, I counted the 68,000, not the 17,000, and I already got 25 million, so I was confused.
Okay. Yeah, I just rounded it up. Right. Right, 6 cents for 3.6 million joules. No. No, it's not. Yes. It's not when you it's not when you consider most devices use far more electricity. But charging your phone, like that, is very cheap. But the problem is you may have 50 devices at home, so then that gets multiplied by 50.
Why isn't it more? Why is this more?
Because people don't want to pay more for their Yeah, hang on, let's keep going for a bit. Right, so that's what is the 7 times 7.5. It's about 50 cents a year.
Oh.
So if a school wants to charge you for charging up your mobile phone, that's a bit crazy. Yeah, but if everybody did it all the time, that's a huge bill. Okay, so your charge may be €10 a year for stuff that are of low power on standby. As soon as you've got a big household, though, with lots of tablets and 7 consoles or however many you've got, it can add up. Now, what are the costs of electricity? You've got some homework. No, it's not the end of the lesson yet. But your homework, right? What is your household's usual electricity bill for a year? Probably your parents are paying monthly or so, but what is it for a year? Does anybody know? Must admit, electricity costs here are a lot lower than they are in the UK. Which was a pleasant surprise. I don't know how it compares to the US. Now, let's have a look.
What's that 3.6 million?
3.6 million joules.
Wait.
Where does it come from?
Yeah.
Right. Good question. Hang on a minute. Bye. Okay. Actually, okay. So the post will bring you, or you get it electronically now, the bill. This is Helsinki Energy, and
Is that year or month?
no,
I asked, is that year or month? He said no.
sorry, is that?
I asked if it's a year or a month. He said,
Oh, sorry, I thought you said, is that your own? This is 2 months. I don't know why they do 2 months, but they do. Okay, can you read that all right, or is it too small? Cheyenne, Table, can you read that, or is it too small? Okay. Better?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So, you will get 2 separate amounts. Now, one amount is the transportation of the electricity. That's kind of like renting the lines out. It's like the fee that you get for being connected up to the network, and you can change which network you're connected to. Well, you physically can't, but the people who kind of rent it out, you can. So you could be living in Oulu but still be paying to Helsinki Energy. Don't get it, but it was all set up so that there was competition, and there wasn't one company that could charge you whatever they liked. So there's now competition amongst the companies, and that unfortunately means the maintenance isn't quite so good. So that's kind of like a rental or standing charge. Now, somewhere there will be an amount in kWh, kilowatt hours, and the energy is calculated at a certain number of cents per kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is energy used running a 1 kilowatt device for 1 hour, and it is equal to 3.6 million joules. That's where it comes from. Because if they were to give you the amount of energy in joules, there would be so many zeros everywhere. It would be really, really confusing. Now, for this period, the 1st of October to the 31st of December, that household used 376 kilowatt hours. So that is the equivalent of 376 kettles all running for 1 hour, and that's it. Or it's the equivalent of lots of low energy lights running for a very, 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 very long time. And that then is costing 28.29 euros, which is actually very, very low. The equivalent cost in the UK is about twice as much. Now, I say it's about 6 cents. I'm guessing because mine's about 6 cents. I can, if I want, pay for greener electricity, and I can pay a certain amount more. It's still the same electricity, but that extra money, like it might be 6.2 cents per kilowatt hours, but those 0.2 cents get invested in non-nasty forms of energy. So wind power, solar power, the ones that don't add to our carbon footprint. You may also have a deal where the electricity is cheaper at some times of day, which is a bit freaky, but it means that if you want to do things like your dishwashing and your washing clothes, which take up quite a lot of energy, or heating, have a sauna, it might be cheaper for you to do it after midnight, between midnight and 6 a.m. because they're selling you the electricity at a cheaper rate. Why? Why might electricity be cheaper?
No one uses it. I guess people.
No one uses it yet, so
People use it, so you have to still make money.
It would be expensive.
it is cheaper because fewer people use it.
The energy goes to waste.
It goes, yeah. Why?
It's already like made.
It's already made. Yeah, the national grid of power stations and things like that is still producing some energy, like water power. So therefore, they want. Come on, manners. They are still wanting to produce loads and loads of electricity, and they want to sell it off cheaper. So it's very useful to industry if they're manufacturing stuff, baking ovens, heating processes. That can be a lot cheaper at night particularly if, guys, I'm getting offended by this, particularly if it comes from coal, oil or gas power, because they've got to turn their furnaces on, keep them heated up, or nuclear power. You can't just shut off a nuclear reactor when it's not wanted. So therefore, it can be a lot cheaper, which is why factories have their night shift. Right, you know your homework. Now you may pack up and dash off and depart.